If your plants look tired, yellow, or half dead right now, it's probably not the heat. It's not bad luck either. It's something small you're doing almost every single day in August without even realizing it. And here's the frustrating part. Most gardening channels won't tell you this, because it's not exciting enough to talk about. But these little mistakes are quietly wrecking gardens all over the country right now, in this exact heat, during this exact month. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's hurting your plants, and more importantly, how to fix it in minutes, without spending any extra money or extra effort. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 mistakes almost every gardener makes in August, mistakes that quietly stress, weaken, or even kill plants that were doing perfectly fine just weeks ago. These aren't rare or complicated problems. They're simple habits, the kind you don't even think twice about until you see the damage. I'll show you exactly why each one happens, what it looks like when it's happening to you, and the easy fix for each one. No special tools, no expensive products, no complicated schedules. Just small shifts that protect the hard work you've already put into your garden this year. If you've ever looked at your garden in August and thought, why does everything suddenly look worse than it did in June? You are absolutely not alone. This is one of the most common frustrations gardeners run into, and it happens every single year around this time. The truth is, August is a tricky month. The heat is intense, the sun angle is shifting, and plants that were thriving suddenly start struggling for reasons that aren't obvious at all. Here on Stress-Free Garden Living, our whole philosophy is simple. Gardening should not feel like a second job. It should be relaxing, rewarding, and low effort, especially if you're getting started later in life or just don't have hours to spend out there every day. So let's make this easy for you. Before we get into the first mistake, I want to tell you that tip number 7 is one almost nobody talks about, and it's honestly the one causing the most long-term damage without people even noticing. If your garden has felt harder to manage than usual lately, that one might be exactly why. So stick around for that one, but let's start from the beginning. Mistake 1, watering at the wrong time. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Watering your garden isn't just about how much water you give it. It's about when you give it. If you're watering in the middle of the day, when the sun is high and strong, you're actually working against yourself. A big chunk of that water evaporates before it ever reaches the roots, so you're wasting time and water without realizing it. But here's the part that really surprises people. Those little droplets sitting on the leaves in strong midday sun can act almost like tiny magnifying glasses, concentrating heat and scorching the leaf tissue underneath. So plants can end up looking sunburned, not because of the sun itself, but because of when you watered them. Picture this. Instead of brown, crispy patches on your leaves by afternoon, your plants stay green, hydrated, and calm looking all day long, simply because the water actually had time to soak in before the sun got intense. The fix here is simple. Water early in the morning, before the heat builds up, or in the evening, once the sun has started to go down. That's it. Same amount of effort, completely different result. Mistake 2, overfeeding with fertilizer. This one feels counterintuitive, because most people assume more fertilizer means a healthier, faster-growing plant. In August, that assumption can actually hurt you. Here's why. The heat is already putting stress on your plants. Their systems are working overtime just to stay cool and hydrated. When you add a heavy dose of fertilizer on top of that, you're pushing the plant to produce fast, tender new growth that simply isn't built to handle intense heat. That tender new growth is delicate. It burns easily, wilts quickly, and in some cases, it can pull energy away from the parts of the plant that actually need it most right now. Imagine your plant putting all its energy into strong, stable roots and steady, resilient leaves, instead of fragile new shoots that just end up drooping by the afternoon. That's the difference this one small change makes. The simple fix is to cut your fertilizer down to about half strength during August. Your plants will still get the nutrients they need, without the added stress of trying to grow too fast in weather that isn't built for it. Mistake 3, ignoring soil compaction. This is one of those problems that's completely invisible until you know exactly what to look for. Between foot traffic in the garden and heavy summer rain, the soil around your plants can slowly become compacted, meaning it gets dense and tightly packed. When that happens, oxygen struggles to reach the roots, and roots that can't breathe can't properly take in water or nutrients either. The tricky part is that most gardeners never think to check for this, because it doesn't look like an obvious problem the way pests or wilting leaves do. Here's a simple way to test it. Take a regular screwdriver and try to push it into the soil near your plants. If it slides in easily, you're in good shape. If it's difficult to push in, your soil is compacted and your roots are struggling to breathe. Picture your soil staying loose and airy, almost like a sponge, letting water and air move freely down to the roots where they're needed most. The fix is simple too. Gently loosen the top few inches of soil with a hand fork or cultivator, being careful not to disturb the roots themselves. This small step can make a big difference in how well your plants absorb water for the rest of the season. Now, if you've made it this far, you already know more than most gardeners do about what's really happening in their garden this month. But we're only halfway through. The next few mistakes are just as common, and honestly, one of them might be the exact reason your plants have looked a little off, without any clear explanation. So let's keep going. Mistake 4. Pruning at the wrong stage. Pruning feels productive. It feels like you're helping your plant by cleaning it up and shaping it. But timing matters more than most people realize. When you prune late in the summer, you often trigger a burst of new growth. That sounds like a good thing, but that new growth needs time to mature and harden before the weather turns cold. In late summer, there simply isn't enough time left for that to happen properly. That means the plant heads into fall with soft, immature growth that isn't strong enough to survive the first frost, which can weaken the entire plant going into winter. Instead, imagine your plant going into autumn strong, settled, and ready to handle the seasonal shift, rather than scrambling to protect brand new growth that was never going to survive anyway. The fix is simple. Save any major pruning for early spring or right after a plant finishes flowering earlier in the season, and avoid heavy pruning in the final stretch of summer. Mistake 5. Letting weeds go to seed. This mistake might be the sneakiest one on this list, because it doesn't just cause a problem this month. It creates problems for years to come. One single weed left alone in August can drop thousands of seeds into your soil. Those seeds don't just disappear. They sit there, waiting, ready to sprout again and again in the seasons ahead. Most gardeners think of weeding as a small, occasional chore, but this time of year, it's actually one of the most important things you can do to protect your future workload. Picture next year's garden with noticeably fewer weeds popping up, simply because you took a few minutes this August to stop one plant from spreading thousands of seeds around your beds. The fix is straightforward. Walk your garden every few days and pull weeds before they flower and go to seed. It takes a few minutes now, and it saves you hours of work next season. Mistake 6. Misjudging shade needs. Here's something that catches a lot of people off guard. The sun's angle actually shifts as summer goes on, which means a spot that was gently shaded in June might be getting blasted with direct sun by August. Plants that were thriving earlier in the season can suddenly start looking scorched or stressed, and most people assume it's the heat itself, without realizing the real issue is a change in sunlight exposure. The frustrating part is that this shift happens gradually, so it's easy to miss until the damage is already visible. Imagine walking through your garden and noticing exactly which spots get more intense sun than they used to, then simply adjusting a shade cloth or moving a container a few feet, and watching your plants perk back up within days. The fix here is to walk your garden at different times of day and actually observe where the sun is hitting hardest right now, not where it was hitting back in early summer. A little repositioning or some affordable shade cloth can make a huge difference. Before we get to the final tip, I want to point out one common mistake that ties all of these together. Most gardeners treat their garden the same way all season long, using the same watering schedule, the same fertilizing routine, and the same layout from June all the way through September. But your garden isn't static. The weather changes, the sun angle changes, and your plants' needs change right along with it. The gardeners who struggle the least are the ones who make small adjustments along the way, not the ones who try to do everything perfectly from day one. This is the one I mentioned earlier, and it's honestly the mistake with the biggest long-term impact, yet almost nobody talks about it. Mulch does a lot of quiet, behind-the-scenes work. It helps your soil hold on to moisture, and it helps regulate soil temperature so your roots aren't getting cooked in the summer heat. But mulch breaks down over time. By August, a layer that was doing its job perfectly back in spring may have thinned out so much that it's barely helping at all. Here's why this matters so much. Without a solid mulch layer, your soil dries out faster, which means your plants need more frequent watering just to stay healthy. It also means the soil temperature swings more dramatically between day and night, which adds even more stress to your plants during a month that's already tough on them. Picture your soil staying evenly moist and cool, even during a heat wave, simply because there's a fresh layer of mulch protecting it, instead of watching your plants wilt every afternoon no matter how much you water. The fix is simple. Check your mulch layer right now. If it's looking thin, patchy, or mostly broken down, top it up to about 2 to 3 inches. This one step can dramatically reduce how much watering and worrying you have to do for the rest of the season. So there you have it. 7 small, easy-to-miss habits that quietly stress out even the healthiest-looking gardens every single August. None of these require special tools, expensive products, or hours of extra work. They just require a little awareness. And now that you know what to look for, you're already ahead of most gardeners out there. That's really the whole philosophy behind stress-free garden living. Gardening isn't supposed to be complicated or exhausting. It's supposed to be something that brings you joy, with results that speak for themselves, even if you're only putting in a small amount of effort each week. A few smart adjustments now can mean a stronger, healthier garden for the rest of the season. And if this video helped you spot even one mistake you didn't realize you were making, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I share simple, low-effort gardening tips like this every week, all designed to help you grow more with less stress and less guesswork, no matter your experience level. I'd genuinely love to know, which of these 7 mistakes were you making without realizing it? Drop a comment and let me know, and while you're at it, tell me which one you're going to fix first. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend or family member who loves gardening too. They'll thank you for it later. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.